welcome to Grumpy Sheep Happy Llama. I'm Robin.
I'm Sylvie.
And I'd like to welcome all of you new viewers and returning viewers to our little place in the woods in Eastern Ontario, Canada. So we're a podcast about knitting and spinning and all things making, because we get into cross stitching and sewing and weaving and whatever else.
Yep.
And so please grab a cup of tea or coffee, your favorite beverage, and grab your knitting or crocheting or hand sewing or whatever, and come and join us for a little bit.
Yes. So normally what we do is we like to talk about what we're wearing and then going into the different knit-alongs that we may have happening or coming up. And then we like to go into our finished objects, our whips and our spinning and whatever else we may be getting into.
So, and we're talking about our cows. We're talking about on Ravelry. We have a group on Ravelry, Grumpy Sheep Happy Llama. So please find us there if you would like to, and then join us in all the shenanigans that we get into on the site. Because we try to find things to do.
Yeah,
we
don't need to try very hard.
No, we just have to like say, hey, what about this? And then that's all the effort we have to do to get things going.
Exactly. So you want to let us know what you're wearing today?
I am wearing Sunset Highway by Kaitlin Hunter. And the green yarn is Tough Love Sock by Sweet Georgia Yarn. Sweet Georgia? Yeah. And short sleeve because I ran out of wool. And then one of my friends had this idea where she finished it with the contrast colors.
Oh,
so I have a little bit of a gold, just one row of knitting
nice.
And then casting off. And then the gold is also Sweet Georgia, and the green with sparkle is from Pandia's Jewels. And it's so sad. She's one of my favorite dyers, and she's not dyeing anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I love this sweater. I don't wear it a lot because it's short sleeve, Sylvie.
Yes,
nudge,
I know.
Yeah.
I wore my Ernie sweater. When did I wear it? Actually, last weekend when we went to a coffee shop, a local coffee shop. In the local coffee shop, because they brew where they make their own
beans. They roast their beans.
I was fine because it gets kind of humid and warm in there, so it was okay. But I was wearing it elsewhere, and my arms got chilly. I was like, "Oh, I gotta do something about this." So.
That's what cardigans are for.
Yeah.
Or shawls.
Yeah.
There you go. All kinds of things, but she wants to make like arm warmers.
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Yeah?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just suck it up.
So that's what we're wearing. Although Sylvie's wearing hand knit socks.
I am, and I'm wearing my shawl that I knit actually when we were in Miss School.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, this was like done. I haven't really blocked it though. I need
to been wearing it too much.
Yeah, I need to block it so you can see more of the eyelets there. But this is a free pattern. It's called Wild at Heart by Megan Mako. So if you have that one special skein that you don't want to knit it into socks, then this would be like a cute little quick knit to do.
Nice.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. You can see my hole.
So you need to do some visible mending.
I need to do some visible mending. I'm turning red.
That's funny.
Anyways, that's me telling myself, guys, you gotta start sewing stuff or you know. Anyways. All right.
You are quite red.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. Sorry, guys.
Well, I can tell you that her toes are not coming out of her socks.
No.
So that's good.
So yeah, so free pattern if you're interested in looking it up or knitting with a special skein.
Okay. So next we'll talk about, I guess, our cows that we have going on right now.
Yeah.
We have a year-long sock-along cow, and that's but with the socks. The caveat is you have to make the socks from a book that you own, because we buy these books and they go on our shelves and we forget about them because we are overcome by all the beautiful new socks on Ravelry.
Yes.
So we need to show our book some love. So that's what that sock cow is, and it will end at the end of this year.
Yep.
And then our other sock cow we have going along will be finishing on
March 15th.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's the sweater cow, Briggs & Little sweater cow, and it's any adult size sweater.
Yeah.
Any adult size sweater, and with Briggs & Little yarn, because Briggs & Little yarn is the best. It's the workhorse yarn, and it's Canadian, belongs to the oldest woolen mill in Canada, and it's affordable, which is fantastic. And it's anyway, we can't say enough. We do stock Briggs & Little yarn in our shop, grumpysheephappyllama.ca. We don't have all the colors. We're trying, but the wool is catching up on all of their orders because of COVID and demand and supply and all those issues. So we're getting there.
We have a fairly good stock of
them. We do. So you just have to choose your colors accordingly. That's all. And then, so that'll be finished on Tuesday, and we'll draw prizes for that on Wednesday.
Yes.
And then, is that all the cows we...
Currently, right now, yes.
Yeah, but we kind of have an unofficial...
Oh, yes.
Strong cardigan.
Oh, you're knitting on yours, too.
Yeah.
I think we're the only two left out of our
Jane,
little
I
group.
think.
Oh yes, Jane might.
hasn't finished it either. Yeah, so we have 3 of us that haven't quite finished, but that's okay. It's all unofficial, so it doesn't really count. It's just for us.
It's
right?
just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our future cows.
Future cows. Okay, so we have quite a few exciting future cows.
Yes. See, it doesn't take much.
So starting tomorrow, tomorrow being March 13th, it's already daylight saving times.
Yeah.
We are doing a mittens knit along. So anything hand, so no wrist warmers.
Yeah, don't ask, Wendy, don't ask.
It's hands.
Yes.
So it could be mittens, it could be gloves, or it could be fingerless. But it has to cover
your hand.
Yeah. So that we're doing, and is it only adults? Adults, eh?
No, you can do kids too. But
okay.
I would say that for kids mittens, I should probably say this in the group on Ravelry too. Kids mittens, you have to make 2 pairs to equal one pair. Because originally we were just going to have random prizes, but now we've decided to switch things up and we're going to have other more serious prizes. So basically, if you buy yarn from our shop for these mittens, then we're going to call them points.
Yes.
So really these points, each point equals your name going into a random draw. So if you buy the yarn from our shop, for each skein of yarn you buy from us, you will get 1 point. So for casting on the mittens, you get a point. For finishing them, you get a point. And for each skein or hand spun fiber, we have not hand spun fiber, we have fiber to spin. So if you were to buy fiber from our shop, whether it's natural colors or hand dyed colors from Fibre Pusher Fairy, she's got some nice stuff.
Yes.
Then you can have that come out as one of your purchases, and then you spin it. Should we have an extra point for if you spin it? Nah, we'll just have the yarn.
Yeah.
So, and then
it's not fair for those who don't spin.
This is true. So if whatever you purchase from our shop, you get 1 point for everything that you buy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's starting tomorrow, and we're going to do that. So March 13th to November 6th.
Which is, so we're going the 240 days from daylight savings time.
Yeah.
And not every country celebrates, not even celebration. Not every country
or province. Yeah.
Does daylight savings time. So, but those
we didn't.
Do. I know, but we do. So we've chosen those dates.
Yes.
It's 240 days to make as many mittens. We would encourage people when you make mittens to try to make mittens and donate them to homeless people or people who really need them. I know, for example, I had a bag of mittens I kept on my car. Because sometimes at a school ground, there'd be little kids playing on the structures and they lost their mittens or they forgot them, or maybe they didn't have any.
Yeah.
So I used to go up to the schoolyard and say, honest, I'm safe.
Or maybe just give them to the school. Maybe not go to the schoolyard.
But I knew the school kids, so I was able to do that.
That's fine, yeah. But I mean, maybe just go to the school, contact the school, and say you have
a bunch of mittens to keep on hand. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then I used to drive through downtown Ottawa, and I would go through this one road that had a lot of homeless people, and they didn't have mittens on their hands, and they were freezing in winter. And I used to reach into my bag and give them some mittens.
Yeah,
so
that's a good idea.
I don't know if they kept the mittens; they may have used it to purchase other items, but that's fine too, because once you give them, they're no longer yours. You have no tie to it. Yeah. So they do with them what they will.
Yeah. So if you think that you have enough mittens, you don't know what to do them, that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and if anybody has ideas of good places to donate the mittens to, then please put it in the comments below. And if you belong to Ravelry, then please make a comment in our mitten group on Ravelry, because that would be information that would be really awesome and really appreciated.
Exactly, it would.
So our next coming up, Cal, you can talk about it because I've been yakking.
Yeah, you can yak all the way if you want. The next one is A Telegram for You by the Yarner.
And she's a local designer.
Yes, and it's a beautiful shawl. And so what we plan to do with that is we...
Can I show 2 colors for it?
Sure, of course. We had Sock Club, actually. When did we start the Sock Club? 2 months ago, I guess.
Yeah.
We had a pre-order 3 months ago. So with Pretty Strings. So she hand dyed.
And she's a local dyer as well.
Yes, and she dyed these skeins to go towards, or that would match beautifully with that with the shawl, the Telegram for Your shawl. So I'll just pop the picture here of the shawl.
Yeah.
And so you could take a look at it. But even though we're not part of the Sock Club, you can definitely join in with us.
Sock yarn you have, because it's fingering weight yarn. It uses 3 skeins.
Yeah.
So choose from your stash. And then join us. Join us in our group for this.
As of April 18th, that's when we're going to start that particular.
Yes. And it will go to the end of May.
Yeah, May 31st.
Because that should be enough time to make a shawl.
Yeah.
So I'll show you these colors.
Yes.
So Corinne needed some from Pretty String. She needed some inspiration. And I was, because it's winter, dead of winter, I was thinking it'd be so nice to have colors from when I was up in Nunavut one year, and I was up at Alert. And so I sent her some photographs. And so she chose the collars with her favorite photographs and whatever she felt she could do the most. And the nice thing is too, when she made the labels, she had the photograph that I sent attached to the label. So this one is a picture of the airfield in Alert. And then this is the yarn. And it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So this is number 1. This was the first one that went out. Sorry, it's one of my hairs.
I think that was the second one.
Nope, that was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is the second one, and this is a baby icebergs. I sent her a picture where I saw iceberg being born.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is the
Maybe
second
it's this
one.
way.
You sent me the color, and it looked kind of gray in the picture.
Yeah, because it looked
right.
like it doesn't. I don't know if you can capture this in real life. It is absolutely stunning.
It is.
It's
It's not gray. If you're seeing gray, it's not gray.
No, it's not. It's a beautiful. I don't even know how to describe the color. It is absolutely stunning. So this is a color number 2, and everybody who joined our club should have this color by now. So I don't think it's any surprise. And color number 3 will be an Arctic fox picture that I had sent her. So
we should be getting that soon.
Yeah, it should be soon because and that'll go out in the mail. So everybody should have all of their skeins by the middle of April. No later than the middle of April.
That's why we said April 18th would be a good start for
for the cow
for the shop.
And that's when you're full of chocolate, right? Because it's Easter and the Easter Bunny has come. So on the fumes of chocolate, you can cast on for yourself.
Yeah. And then the last upcoming cow that we have coming along. I don't know if you guys know Skein Deer Knits, but she came out with a pattern right before Christmas of 2021 called the Festive Sweater. It's you could do either the cardigan or the pullover, and there's like so many different motifs that you could do. You could mix and match. You could do the whole sweater. I'll pop up a picture here too, but it is gorgeous.
It's stunning. Is it for sale right now though? Because wasn't it like a preview thing?
That's true. Well, I was able to buy mine because when she talked about it last year, right before Christmas, she said she had it on sale because she's like, why am I going to wait? You could start now if you wanted to type deal. So I did buy both of them.
Yeah, me too.
I bought the cardigan and the pullover because I couldn't decide.
It's beautiful. And her patterns are so well written.
Oh my God,
really
yes.
well written. I like her patterns.
I'm going to take a look and I'll just pop here if you can go ahead and purchase. I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
That's
because
a good
we're gonna
question.
Have a cow starting in July. I hope so because you need to have time to make it for Christmas. And that was kind of her point, right?
Yeah.
So we thought we would start at the Christmas in July season, which would be July 1st, and finish on Festivus for the Rest of Us Day, which is December 25th, otherwise known as Christmas.
Yeah.
So I hope. We didn't think this one through because we thought
I
of this
just assumed
before
that
we started podcasting.
I'm pretty sure she's got it for sale because a lot of people can't knit that well.
No.
Even the fastest knitter would be able to knit it like a week before Christmas.
Oh, they might.
True.
Yeah.
You've got some out there that could.
But not everybody's the fastest knitter. So
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to check that out. So anyway, but that's what we plan to do.
That would be in July. That would start July 1st. So yeah.
We didn't think this through. Sorry.
Pause. We had to check.
So we're good to go. You can buy the pattern. It's $6. It's
$8.20 Canadian.
Pounds sterling or $8.20 Canadian.
Which is an awesome price. Yeah, yes. Today it's $8.20, which is an awesome price for this pattern. So seriously, go look at it.
Yes. Yeah.
You have a lot of options there to do.
So we'll start that July 1st and finish on Festivus for the Rest of Us Day.
Yeah, on December 25th.
December 25th, Christmas Day. So then we'll have a sweater ready to wear for Christmas, right? Instead of it being an ugly sweater, Christmas sweater, it'll be a beautiful Christmas sweater, one you'll be proud to wear. So we have that cow coming on. Is that all the cows that we've kind of...
Yeah.
Remember last week we were trying to think of what we could do, and it was like, oh, we'll think of something.
See, we told you. It doesn't take much.
Hardly anything at all.
All right. Okay, so that's that for the cow. So we're going to go into
FOs.
Yes, I don't have any. It's been I don't have any. So I'll let Robin go through what she's been able to finish.
Yeah, we were talking about work, and we often mention work.
Yeah.
But it's like people were hibernating, and all of a sudden, because spring is coming, it's
insane.
Yeah. It's been insane.
Sorry, I'm gonna
anyway, right here. That's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Show us what you got.
So for our year-long suck-along, one of the things that I was making, and I think I hadn't started this last week.
No, you showed the yarn and the pattern.
Yeah, so this is hand spun, and I was quite concerned that I wasn't going to have enough to finish my socks because I like my sock legs to be 7 inches long, and then I wasn't sure if I were going to make it. I have this much, this tiny little ball left.
Not quite chicken yarn or chicken, whatever they say there. Yeah.
I had to cut off my legs by 1/2 inch on each. If I had done the full 7 inches,
you would have
run out. Yeah. And this is from this book, 52 Weeks of Socks, and it's Lumme.
I love that sock. I have that sock.
Yes, that's the one where you blew your heel.
Yes, it is.
I didn't say anything when she wrote a blog post about blowing her heel. I did not say,
it.
Sylvie, did you like it?
I was not thinking that way.
That's okay. So there's a sock there. It has like a little leaf pattern on the toe and then leaves around the top. I really like it.
Yeah.
My sock yarn doesn't show it up so well because it's variegated and they're definitely fraternal twins. But I don't care because it's hand spun and I like it.
Nice.
So, and it has a garter stitch heel, garter stitch toe. Oh yeah, for the toe, when I made because garter stitch has a bigger gauge or it comes out bigger than stocking stitch.
Yeah.
I cast on 4 fewer stitches, or I only went up to 4 fewer stitches for the toe, so it would still fit my toe nicely. And then once I finished my last row, I keep pointing on my side. Once I finished my last row of purl, I increased by 4 stitches to make it to the pattern size for the foot and the heel. But this is my hand spun, so they're definitely fraternal twins. This is yarn from BFL yarn from A Quest for Fibre. So I have a yellow foot and a purple foot. I could be a Dr. Seuss story.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, so I have those done. I'm very happy with them. And now I get to wear them.
Yay.
So that's one sock thing. My other sock thing, I'm going to mention this. I mentioned it last time, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper. At work, we have a couple of people who were quite sick. And so they were isolated, they were at home. I felt really badly for them. One of them I didn't know at all, I'd never met them. And the other person I had met and I used to know a few years ago. So I thought, for me, there's nothing like receiving hand knit items. It's like socks are so cozy and so warm. It's kind of like a hug on your feet.
Yeah.
I love hand knit socks. And it's a quick and easy way relatively quick and easy way for me to kind of make something to give somebody and for them to made these socks. But then I didn't know what to say for the note. I found out what their foot sizes were and I figured they were men's, so they wanted gray. And I showed those socks last podcast and I sent them off. But what was I going to say, right? So I will tell you what I wrote. I will read my letter without my reading glasses, so we'll see how well this goes. And I wrote this for both people, so please bear with me for just a moment. But I started off with a quote from Harry Potter. "One can never have enough socks," said Dumbledore. "Another Christmas has come and gone and I didn't get a single pair. People will insist on giving me books." I wouldn't complain about books, but whatever. So for this individual, I said, "Dear so-and-so, sometimes the insanity of work demands and other tasks, a person can feel overwhelmed and forgotten, especially when that person is of a higher position and must help everyone below them in their section. But what about me, one may ask. Enclosed is your answer. You may wonder why I think socks could possibly be the answer. Socks keep your feet dry and warm. If your feet are dry and warm, so is the rest of you. Socks are cozy. Socks are the manifestation of caring. When my son was a toddler, I told him that I think about him as I knit his socks. I explained to him there was love in every single stitch. I showed him how many stitches there were, and he exclaimed, 'That's a whole lot of love.' And I said, 'Yes, it is.' From then on, whenever he wore his hand-knit socks, he'd tell me he was wearing love on his feet." Aww. So curious as to the exact stitch count for a pair of adult socks, size 9 men's, I did the math. 20,336 stitches. So I reiterated in my note, all by itself, 20,336 stitches. That's a whole lot of stitches. I want you to know that people care. I want you to know you are appreciated. I want you to know you matter. Please wear these wool socks knowing that you are wearing love on your feet. Robin.
Nice.
So I sent that message off and I thought, how's that going to be received? A pair of socks and this kind of corny note from somebody that, they may or may not know, right? I received an email yesterday. I'm not going to read that because it's personal and they may or may not want me to share it. Probably not. It was worth every moment making the socks. Like, this thank you was so exuberant and it was so appreciated. It was fantastic. Nice. So this person is definitely knit worthy.
Good.
And I just thought that was really nice. So this is a pair of socks for somebody who's not sick, but they're retiring. And I have these socks. Now these socks are Feny socks, Feny. They have the coolest construction, and they are from this book, Op Art Socks. There are many socks in this book that I'll be making, because again, this is another very cool book with a lot of really cool patterns. But this one started off, I showed last time, where you knit the front panel along all the way from here to here, but you start from the side. So if I can do this the right way. You start from the side casting on, and you knit from there to the front, and then you have to come back and you knit. You have to pick up your provisional cast on. Oh yeah, by the way, last time I was saying...
Oh yeah, so you use a different yarn? Sorry,
well,
go ahead.
It was my mistake. I'm an idiot.
So you had to use the black?
No.
Okay.
I read the instructions wrong.
Oh.
So it says to use your contrast color, which in my case was white, do provisional cast on.
Oh.
Right? I read main color and was complaining because it was really hard to do provisional cast on in black, and then knit stitches in black in the little bumps on the back of the crochet stitch. Anyway, so I'm an idiot.
So it was
the contrast color.
And we couldn't figure out why they were saying that.
So the second time I used white, and I was determined to do it anyway, and then I read the instructions. I was like, well, it told me to use the contrast color. It was so much easier.
I guess.
With the white. So anyway, then you come back and you knit the back flap, and then you pick up stitches around the toe, you pick up stitches all the way around, you do a heel flap and gusset here, and then you do your toe, you finish that, and you come up to, it was so much fun to make these socks.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this pattern. The instructions, if you know how to read, because obviously I don't, were really well written. Everything turned out exactly as they said. The side, once I figured out what my row gauge was, everything turned out exactly as they said. It was fantastic. So these are socks. I have another pair, but I can't talk about that just yet. We'll talk about that in the works in progress. So those are my
finish,
I think, right? Yeah, that's it.
Pretty good.
Thanks. 2 pairs of socks.
Okay, so I've been working on the mystery knit along
from Lyrical Knit.
Yes, as you wish, an inconceivable cow. When we last left off, it was over here. This was ending clue 1, so I was able to do clue 2, which is all of this section here. And now I'm working on clue 3, which is starting from here all the way up here. I'm almost done. After this is the end of clue 3. So this is what it looks like so far. Tuesday I get clue 4, and then next week I get clue 5, and then it'll be done.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's really fast.
I know.
And so you get 1 clue a week?
1 clue a week.
Okay. That's really fast. Yeah, I guess it's been 2 weeks since we did this last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. Oh, and the socks so my intention was to cast on socks for our year-long sock along. I got this far. I wound
the ball. She hasn't passed the ball yet, but here's the book you wanted to.
Yes, so again, from the 52 weeks of socks. The yarn that I will be using is Chukul, which is this here that I've caked. But these are the socks that I want to do here. Jilly. Yeah, it's called a Jilly, which I fell in love when I first saw this book. I was like, I got to do this. So yeah, hopefully by next podcast I'll have started the sock.
Very good. Very, very good. I have some whips too. I am making the second pair of socks for that guy who's retiring because I feel he deserves 2 pairs of socks.
Because of all the
put him through. All the emails I send him and stuff. So anyway, he gets 2 pairs. So those black and white Fenny socks were the first pair, and then this is a pair of socks from this poor book. I've had this since 1997, and you can see it's kind of battle worn. The covers are kind of all scruffy. It's Mamluk. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Mamluk socks.
Let me see that.
See the?
Oh yeah.
There? Yeah. And they're made after a pair of socks that were found somewhere in the desert, Saudi Arabia kind of area, the Middle East somewhere. Anyway, and it's the beautiful socks. I've been wanting to make these socks pretty much since I've had this book, but I never got around to it. So now here's an excuse to do it. So here, oops, you just show it top side. So there are the socks there. I'm using Knit Picks Sapphire Heather for the blue, and I'm using Regia Extra Twist Merino for the white. Just deep stash that I have, like deep stash. I only have 1 ball of each left over. Actually, I have 2 of these left over. So anyway, that's the pattern there. It's beautiful. And there's the heel, which is really cool. Just finished the heel turn last night, and there's a little sock progress keeper thing that I got from our advent calendar that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that as a work in progress. I also have Anna Knitter's self-care cowl.
Again, this is a mystery knit along, right?
It is, yeah.
So if you're working on this...
Oh yeah, don't look. Sorry. Sorry. Pretend you never saw whatever it was. Okay, so don't look. Although this doesn't
Unless
tell
you want
too,
to.
too much. Unless you want to. I mean, it's up to you. You're adults, right? So anyway, this is it so far that I've done. I had to take it apart because I've made a mistake. I don't know what the mistake is. Anyway, things aren't adding up, and it should, but it's not. So again, it could be like me casting on the provisional cast on with a dark yarn, right? As opposed to the contrast color. So I'm using for this, I'm using Pretty String Swanky, which is it's yak. It's merino sock yarn with yak and silk. And I'm also using Pandia's Jewels. She has a mohair sock, so I'm using that as my main color, contrast color, and that's going along nicely. I'm having, well, not nicely, because I'm having mistakes, but it's still fun. I don't care.
It's beautiful together. I like it.
I like it together too.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
Is that glue every week too?
Yeah. Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I like the fact that it's a mystery cowl. I like getting clues, but the thing is that you finish it right away, and then you have to wait a week.
But that's okay. It gives you a chance to work on your other stuff.
This is true. Yeah, and it gives you time to figure out the stupid mistakes that you're making. And what is your brain doing anyway? You don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's that. So that's it for my whips for knitting.
Okay.
Yeah. Here. Okay.
Okay, so spinning. So our next breed study was Devon.
Not like the, well, I guess it is like the cream. But it didn't have the same texture as
Oh,
Devon cream.
no. Going from Corriedale to Devon was interesting. I wasn't sure I liked it the first time when I was spinning the first bobbin. I was like, what the hell is this? Because
it was like spinning hair.
It was.
It was like spinning my own hair.
And I wrote down when I first took the roving, I guess you could say, it felt kind of wiry.
It felt like
coarse, wiry, yeah. I was like, oh, I gotta spin this. And of course I was afraid of spinning it because it's long wool, so I didn't want to spin it too tight where it becomes ropey. And already it would have been super ropey with that kind of feeling of it. So when I was spinning the first bobbin, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure. And then when I was plying it, I was like, well, you know what, it's not too bad. And so they say in the when you look at the field book, it says that this yarn is good for carpets.
Seat covers.
And I thought, you know what, this is nature's Fentex. This would be good for slippers.
Yeah, I guess so, eh? Yeah.
But I don't know if I would spin this again.
You get to knit with it and make slippers.
For Patrick, because my husband is a big slipper kind of guy. He loves his slippers, but I don't think mine came out all that ropey, although it does feel ropey.
It's pretty fuzzy too, hey?
It's very fuzzy. Yeah. And my husband was like, what are you spinning? You're full of hair. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
I had to change my clothes.
It was awful.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna spin Devon, put like an apron or something over your
garbage bag.
Yes. It was interesting.
It was. I only spun a little bit. I did a 2-ply and I did the spinning ratio of 5:1.
Yeah.
I just did a little bit. I thought it was half, but it wasn't half. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just spin half and then I'll switch it up. So the second half, which is actually more than a half, which is okay, I thought, what is this going to be like as a singles?
Oh, so you just did singles?
I spun singles, and again, I did 5:1. That ratio, it's very hairy.
It is.
So I did 5:1, and then I folded it. So I had it in hot water with soap, and then took it out with, what do you call those big tweezers for the kitchen?
Yeah.
Anyway, those things. I grab it like this with metal. I took it from the hot water to the cold water and back and forth. I probably did that about 5 or 6 times.
Interesting.
And then after that was done, I whacked it and thwacked it. What is it? Where you do this and then you whack it against a wall. So I did that. So, and I wasn't sure if it would full because it's like hair, and my hair wouldn't full, but this did. So I like the singles. You just don't like it at all. But I enjoyed this. The singles.
The singles, yeah.
Yeah.
like I said, when I was doing the first bobbin, I wasn't too sure. When I was plying it, I was like, well, it's not too bad, I guess. And like I said, I wouldn't. Yeah, this would be more. I would just use if I had.
You just spin another wool.
It would become slippers for my husband. That's what it would become. I don't know if I would do. I mean, you do see in the book, the field book, that some people say if you spin it nice, or depending on the fleece, again, it could be a super nice fleece. Some people would probably do a cardigan with it, but I would.
Oh, a cardigan.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be like a really hard wearing
Yeah,
coat.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not something I would. Some people enjoy that kind of feel. I guess it's okay, but not for me. But it was fine. It was okay. It was good to spin. Just very wiry.
Nice.
Like hair.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've done it. We've experienced it. We've shared our thoughts.
Yep.
Have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to organize my stuff, my books, and I'm trying to move my books. And while I was organizing some stuff, I came across this bag that I've had for probably 10 or 12 years. And it was border Leicester.
Oh.
So I thought, I should probably do something with that. So
yeah.
it was still raw. And it washed up fine with dish soap, Dawn dish soap.
Yeah.
But look at the length of this lock.
And look at the crimp.
Look at the crimp.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's gorgeous.
It is. But look at the length. It's amazing. Oh, you can see the crimp there.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. So then I thought, well, I'll do a little sample. And I actually hand carded this long thing up once. But the tips, I had to break the tips off because they're brittle. And if you don't break them off, then they show up as little nips in your fiber. So I broke the tips off, hand carded it, and then I spun this little bit here.
Nice.
So it's quite nice too. For our mitten along, I wanted to use hand spun yarn, and I thought I would spin up some of this to use for the white for the mittens, but I don't find that it's floofy enough. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I guess so.
Floofy enough to match the other stuff that I have that I'll show you.
That you want to use it with.
Yeah, when I'm allowed to show you the yarn for the mittens.
When you see when you're allowed.
She's gonna hit me. So anyway, so that was fun. So I've spun that. Oh, I guess we're showing spinning afterwards?
Well, any spinning. We're done.
Any spinning?
I don't have any other
Just
spinning.
any
so,
spinning.
yeah. So,
okay.
Is that what you were working on last time?
I can't remember.
So, eh?
I can't remember. But this is another On a Quest for Fibre. This is, I think I might have been talking about wanting to spin
I think
it.
so.
So this is merino, bamboo, and nylon. And I got really fine sock yarn. So I'll be making another pair of socks with this. So this is, I just spun it. I didn't do anything in particular. I didn't do a fractal spin. I just
took it and spun it.
I just took it and I broke it up into little manageable pieces and then I just spun it. So that's that. I have 425 yards.
Nice.
Yeah, so traditional 3-ply on my Lendrum. Oh yeah, the speed, the ratio was 17:1. And my husband got really mad at me one morning because we're sitting there quiet. It was like 5 in the morning and he's drinking his coffee.
He's
trying
waking
to wake
up.
Yeah, waking up. I'm sitting there spinning my socks and drinking my tea, and I always wake up like this. Anyway, he yelled at me, "Hey!" He said, "You're making hair!" And he was all mad at me, and I looked at him, I was like, I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. Hair. Air. He's a francophone. Anyway, so then I realized that I never noticed because I'm behind my wheel. I'm not at the recipient of the spinning, right? So I was spinning 17:1, making this airflow, and he said, "Hey, it's not 35 degrees in here. You're making me cold." So anyway, so I had to switch the direction that my wheel was pointing so he wouldn't get blown away by my rapid spinning on my Lendrum. Anyway, so that's that. Someone want to talk about the mitten now? So for our mitten cowl, I'll be casting on tomorrow because tomorrow is the first day of it.
Well, yay.
For you, this will be Wednesday. So for you, this will be in the past. For us, it's in the future. It's kind of like a timey, wibbly-wobbly thing. Eh? So anyway, I thought I'll use hand spun because I spin, and then what do you do with your hand spun? Yeah. If you just have little bits and bobs, right?
I have some hand spun actually now that you're making me.
Aha.
Yeah, I've got some already hand spun, some beautiful pink and greens. So I'm like, oh, that would be nice for mittens. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
I think I had shown this last time, and this was just stuff that was laying about, and I spun it up. So that's one of my contrast colors. I don't know the name of the pattern. Tuaro, I think, is the name of the designer. Okay. But the pattern's in Norwegian, so I just read a bunch of stuff I can't pronounce. So we'll put the thing here. I'll send the information to Sylvie, and she can put it there. The name of the pattern. So this is BFL, I believe. And this is Copper Hills from Greenwood Fibers, Greenwood Fiber Arts, or anyway, something like that. This is Polworth from my old sheep that I dyed and had left over from another pair of mittens that I had knit. So I thought I would use that in case I need some more contrasty colors. And then I have Charolais.
Oh. Is that from our breed
study? Yeah. So I thought, oh yeah, this is just sitting around. I can use this white because it's more poofy than the border luster that I had thought I was going to use. So I'll use this too. So I have these 3 colors that I will use to make these mittens. And this could change because it depends how it works out in the pattern.
Yeah.
And I have enough of little bits and bobs that I could substitute, or I could just find something and spin it for the mittens. So
sure,
we'll find out at a future podcast when I show it as a work in progress or as an FO.
Nice.
Yay. There's a shop near us, kind of near us. Apparently there's a faster way to get there than I took. That would take me like 20 minutes as opposed to the hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You go through.
Where'd you go?
I took the highway. I took the highway to Hawkesbury and then hung a right and then took a left and then a right and a left and then another right and then straight through. And Stefan was saying I could go through, not Riceville, the place after Riceville, Fournier.
Yeah.
And he said, you just go through Fournier and it's right there. Anyway, we'll find out. I was following my GPS, but I guess my GPS doesn't know all the country roads. It's pretty good, usually. But anyway, I digress. That's an aside. I wanted to take a class to make a little mouse. There's this girl, Andrea, at Indigo Hills Dye Studio in Van Cleek Hill, Eastern Ontario. And she has a beautiful little, it's small. It's about the size of my kitchen, but it's packed. And of course I went there and it's like, but I can't buy fiber. So, but I did see this. It's a needle keeper that I was able to purchase because I wanted to support her. Needle minder. Thank you. So I have, and I love crows. Crows are really smart. I like crows. So there we go. It could be a raven, but they're the same thing.
Yeah,
anyway,
they look the same.
They look the same. Only one's bigger. So I took this mouse making class. And here it is.
Oh, look how
Martha Mouse. It's all hand sewn and it's using wool, except the insides of the ears are velour.
Nice.
But all of this is it's all wool fabric. The tail is wool. She dyed this with cochineal.
Oh.
Yeah. And the belly and the legs and the eyes and the nose and whiskers. You can't really see it so well here, but I sent Sylvie a photograph, so maybe she can stick it up.
Yeah.
But there we go. This was such a fun class. We didn't have time to finish the little guy in the class, but because the class was 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it was close. Like I had to spend another, I don't know, maybe 2 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad. Eh?
It's 5 hours to make a whole mouse.
Nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. And she was showing, when she was sewing her seams together, she was doing a running stitch and then a running stitch back. And I just did a back stitch.
Oh, okay.
And we finished at the same time, and it was just felt anyway. So I did back stitch for all my seams, and or not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is Martha the Mouse. I want to find little things. I was thinking like a little teddy bear.
Oh.
Maybe I would make, or a flower. I want to find little things to put in her arms.
A flower would be cute. Not a flower.
Yeah, flower versus a little teddy bear?
I think a flower would be nice.
Okay, well, we'll see.
You do what you want to do, but
I will. We want to find something to do that with.
Okay, acquisitions. So I forgot to bring my skein of Outlander. So I will bring that next for the next podcast, but it is a beautiful colorway.
What range of colors?
It was in the same range as the last month, but a little bit darker in a few other
I don't remember what last month was.
It's kind of like on a yellowish, kind of like yellowish green kind of side, yellowish green brown. It doesn't sound nice saying it, but it is beautiful. Maybe I'll just pop a picture.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So you've got your clubs that came in finally.
I do. So I'm trying to figure out, like I have a budget that I worked out and I wanted to make sure I have controlled spending, because what'll happen is I won't spend for a long time and then I do and then I blow my budget. So now I'm trying to parse it all out and make it all equal. So I'm happy. Everybody's happy. There's no big spending. I have something coming in that I can work on and I'm happy and everything. And it's working out well so far.
Good.
So I have different clubs and I've even marked it in my day timer which week will be spent on which club to spin. So I'm going by whichever one arrives first.
Okay.
But first I'll do the sock yarn. Ooh. So if you belong to the lichen and lace sock train and you haven't received your yarn yet, don't look.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to. If you don't want to be, so spoiler. There we go. So this is the last one that arrived.
Beautiful.
And it is beautiful too. It's blues and greens and white.
What's it called?
It's called Minty. Yeah. So I quite like that. I like receiving this yarn.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And then I have more socks to make, right? For other people or for me or whatever. So for my my Fibre club, the first one that arrived was from Paradise Fibre. I don't want to take it out of the container because...
The container or the bag?
The bag, which I guess is kind of like a container.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is pretty because it gets all messed up. So I know this because I tried. I was trying to get it back in without messing it up. But it's merino. It's a really fine merino. I haven't spun a lot of this stuff where the color is milled into the yarn, so you have different strips of color. So we'll see how that turns out. But this is called Twirl, I think, this colorway. And then I have the other one is, I forget the name of it. I could take the paper out, but whatever. It has a name.
I like that. It's nice and bright.
It is. Here's the name. So yeah, Twirl, and this is Bubblegum Surprise.
That is a bubblegum colorway.
It's bubblegum. So again, it's merino, or really fine merino. And so we'll see how that spins up. And I'm hoping that they have other fibers besides just merino, because I think we know that I like merino, but it's not my favorite.
There's a lot of merino out there.
Yes,
right?
Merino is ubiquitous. And, you know, it's kind of like when you have the same supper every single day of the week. You want to try something new, so it's kind of like that. So my second club that arrived is from Spunky Eclectic, and this is the January colorway, and it's called Winter Wilds. So I didn't think I would get January. I thought it was too late for January. But that's okay. Yeah. And it's Targi. And I like how her fibers are really nice to spin. I've spun a lot of hers before, and her colors work up really nicely too. Nice. So I have 4 ounces of Targi. So this is my next 2 or 3 weeks of spinning. And so then they will become whips and FOs. And I guess we'll show you right now.
2 or 3 weeks, and then it's Knit City, so we'll have lots to show.
Knit City. Yeah.
No comments?
I don't even know what to say. So Kaitlin Hunter came out with a new pattern.
Yes.
It's texture yoke, and I saw her.
Oh, maybe I did see it. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of gave little hints of things she was working on. So I've been waiting. And I belong to her newsletter, so she'd send a little email with part of a picture and say, "This is what I'm working on, but you'll see it later." And I would wait. So now the sweater, as soon as I saw it, it was like, yeah, I have to make this sweater. So that might be one of my planned purchases for Knit City. And it was so nice because she gave a whole list of different yarns for all different budgets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, everything from Knit Picks, which would be the least expensive probably, I think, or drops. She had drops as well. All the way from drops to Knit Picks to Brooklyn Tweed to BNMA.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
A whole range of things. So I think I'm going to go with a list.
Yeah.
All of the things to see, all the different options, and see if I can find a yarn that would fit my budget and also work for the sweater when we go to Knit City. But then Sylvie.
What did I do now?
Yeah, well, it's the festival sweater.
Yes, the festive sweater.
The festive sweater.
So I skinned here.
Yeah. So we could use stash, but maybe it would just be nice to.
Yeah, my
Knit City.
No, when it comes to the festive sweater, it's like, do I want to do the cardigan or do I want to do the sweater or the pullover? I might do the pullover.
I'm doing the pullover.
Because I have quite a few cardigans. Like I'm working on a cardigan right now.
Yeah.
I might do the pullover. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Because then I'm like, well, if I do the cardigan, then I could wear a nice blouse underneath for Christmas or something. We'll see. And then you've got the different motifs in there because I'm telling you, you got to go see this pattern. You've got to purchase it with all these different options that you could do with this sweater or cardigan.
I'm doing the pullover. Yeah.
But yes, then you got to decide on the yarn and the colors. Anyways.
So that's another plan for Knit City.
Yeah.
Our first Fibre Festival.
That's so exciting.
So the sad thing is if we're making these kinds of plans for the Fibre Festival, this is the first Fibre Festival we've been to in forever.
In a long while, yeah.
And they start opening up. We're going to have more Fibre Festivals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Twist is coming. We're going to have Twist in August. So yeah.
Huh.
And so if we have twists in August, I know here in the Ottawa area, we have the Chemfill one as well.
That's a nice one.
What do they call that again?
I forget.
Well, it's in Chemfill anyways. That's a really nice
It's
festival.
a really nice one.
So they might open up their festival too. They see Twist is open. And that's usually around the same time, right before. No, normally it's in the fall. Usually they have it in September, I think.
Yeah, I think it was September.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to rework my budget. Thanks, Sylvie. Get a part-time job to go with my full-time job.
Well, you know, I've warned you.
Yes.
It's planning ahead.
It's planning. And the other thing that I'm planning for, kind of, is lambing season. Lambing season
That's
is coming up. I was looking at my sheep. I had to go outside. We had another snowstorm, by the way.
Yes.
And it was at least half a foot of snow.
Yeah.
It's still falling.
It's only mid-March, not even. I don't know. My husband is so surprised. I'm like, it's not even spring yet. Of course we're going to have snow. We're in Canada.
Yeah, and Stefan is just done with it because he's got to plow our many acres of driveway and parking lot and stuff. So anyway, he's so done with the snow. But I was outside because I knew the snowstorm was coming. I went out and the sheep have they have their hay, but they have waste on the ground. So I like to pick up all that waste and throw it into their little cabane.
Yeah.
Or what would you say in English is a cabane?
Little shed.
Shed. The little shed they have a 3-sided shed. So I was putting it in there because the babies are coming. So when I was out there working on it, I startled one of my poor sheep, Donna.
Oh.
Well, not on purpose. It's just that I guess she didn't hear me coming up behind her with a pitchfork full of hay. And she ran, but she couldn't really run very well because her udder is so full. It is so full. It was practically dragging on the ground. And it's like, oh, don't run. You don't want to hurt yourself. It's a poor thing. Anyway, and then another sheep was just lying down. She said, screw you, I'm not moving. And she was so big.
Ooh,
she looked like she
could have twins.
Oh. Was it Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars?
Yes.
That big fat guy that was, anyway, with Princess Leia, that whole famous scene. Okay, she looked like that, only white, but she was just massive.
Poor sheep.
I know, she was just spread out, but she was so, and I burst out laughing. I said, sorry, Annie. But she just looks so big.
Aww.
So I'm hoping lambing season goes well.
Anytime, I guess, eh?
Oh, yeah, because I hate doing interventions.
Yeah.
And, I haven't had to do any for a few years, so my midwifery skills are out of practice, so I hope I don't have to. But the lambs are coming soonish, so I don't know exactly when, but
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. We'll show you some
pictures. Of course, they're so cute.
They are so cute. So that's also something else that's coming up that I have to plan for. And then sheep shearing, of course, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, stuff, right? Life stuff. So a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff we're planning. We're having fun. I hope you're having fun too. Yes. So now we're just nattering on. Are we ready to say goodbye?
Yeah, we're ready to say goodbye.
So, not that we don't want to spend time with you, but there's only so much we can talk about. So I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, a wonderful 2 weeks.
Yes.
We'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.